Ever wondered why sometimes, despite your best efforts, you don't achieve your goals? In the labyrinth of life, there exists a silent enemy, one that lurks within us all. This foe is not external, but rather a part of our own psyche. It's called self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is a subconscious behavior, a shadowy figure that often pulls the strings behind the scenes. It's like a stealthy puppeteer, manipulating our actions, steering us away from success, even when that's what we're striving for. It's a paradox, isn't it? Our own mind working against us. Whether it's procrastination, negative self-talk, or an unhealthy obsession with perfection, self-sabotage wears many masks. It's the crafty villain in our personal narrative, often unrecognized and unchecked. But here's the good news. This enemy is not invincible. It can be confronted, understood, and overcome. The first step to overcoming self-sabotage is recognizing its signs. Scene script. Are you a master procrastinator? This could be a sign of self-sabotage. Procrastination, the art of delaying or postponing tasks, is a common form of self-sabotage. It's a silent enemy that creeps into our lives, often masquerading as harmless, time-wasting activities or distractions. But beneath the surface, it's a powerful force that can prevent us from reaching our full potential. Firstly, let's try to understand why we procrastinate. There are several reasons, but often it comes down to fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, or even fear of change. By procrastinating, we're essentially allowing these fears to dictate our actions, or rather, our lack of actions. You see, when we procrastinate, we're not just putting off tasks, we're also putting off our dreams, our goals, and our potential. We're denying ourselves the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to experience new things. Instead, we're choosing to remain in our comfort zones, where everything is familiar and safe. But here's the thing, growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when we push ourselves, when we challenge ourselves, and when we step into the unknown. By procrastinating, we're missing out on these opportunities for growth. Moreover, procrastination can also lead to a cycle of guilt and stress. We feel guilty for not doing the tasks we should be doing, and stressed because we're not making progress. This can further fuel our procrastination habits, creating a vicious cycle that's hard to break. So, if you find yourself procrastinating, it's important to stop and ask yourself why. Are you afraid of failure or success? Or is it something else? Understanding the root cause of your procrastination is the first step towards overcoming it. Remember, every moment you spend procrastinating is a moment you're not spending on reaching your goals. It's a moment you're not spending on personal growth, and it's a moment you're not spending on creating the life you truly want. Next time you find yourself procrastinating, stop and ask yourself why. How often do you find yourself engaging in negative self-talk? This is the question that we need to candidly ask ourselves, because you see, when we dive deep into the concept of self-sabotage, negative self-talk emerges as one of its most sinister signs. Negative self-talk is like a grim, uninvited guest that lurks in the corners of our minds. It whispers words of doubt, fear, and failure into our ears, tainting our perception of ourselves and the world around us. It's the inner voice that says, "I can't, I'm not good enough," or "I'm bound to fail." This form of self-sabotage is quite subtle, yet incredibly damaging, for it steadily erodes our self-confidence and belief in our abilities. It's a self-constructed barrier that limits our potential and prevents us from reaching our goals. Now, why does negative self-talk matter so much? Well, because our thoughts shape our actions. When we constantly tell ourselves that we're incapable or unworthy, we start behaving in ways that reinforce these beliefs. We may avoid challenges, give up easily, or settle for less than what we deserve. In essence, we become the architects of our own downfall. But here's the good news. We have the power to change this narrative. It begins by acknowledging that negative self-talk is a form of self-sabotage. Next, we need to tune into our inner dialogue and identify the patterns of negativity. Are we overly critical of ourselves? Do we tend to focus on our flaws and failures? Once we recognize these patterns, we can start challenging them and replacing them with positive affirmations. Remember, changing our self-talk is not about denying our weaknesses or ignoring our mistakes. It's about shifting our focus from what's wrong to what's right, from what we lack to what we have, from what we can't do to what we can. It's a journey, a process of unlearning and relearning, of breaking down old beliefs and building new ones, and it's a journey worth embarking on, for it leads us towards self-empowerment and growth. Remember, your words shape your reality. Do you believe anything less than perfect is a failure? If your answer is yes, then you might be sabotaging your own progress without even realizing it. This is the realm of perfectionism, a common sign of self-sabotage that many of us grapple with, often unknowingly. Perfectionism is the relentless pursuit of flawlessness. It's setting excessively high-performance standards, accompanied by overly critical self-evaluations and concerns regarding others' evaluations. It sounds like a virtue, right? Striving for excellence, setting high standards. But there's a dark side to perfectionism that can be damaging. In our quest for perfection, we can end up placing an immense amount of pressure on ourselves. This pressure, in turn, can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. We set ourselves unattainable goals, and when we inevitably fall short, we're left feeling inadequate and worthless. The cycle then repeats, with each perceived failure reinforcing our negative self-image and creating a vicious cycle of self-destruction. Perfectionism can also lead to procrastination. We delay starting tasks because we fear we won't be able to complete them perfectly. We become paralyzed by our own high standards, stuck in a state of inaction. This inability to move forward can prevent us from reaching our goals and achieving our full potential. Moreover, when we are obsessed with perfection, we tend to overlook our progress. We're so focused on the end goal that we forget to appreciate the journey. We disregard the small victories, the incremental improvements, and the valuable lessons learned along the way. Remember, perfection is an illusion. It's an unattainable standard that sets us up for disappointment and self-criticism. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for progress. Embrace the beauty of imperfection. Understand that it's okay to make mistakes, to have flaws, to be human. Our imperfections make us unique. They're part of our growth and learning process. Instead of punishing yourself for not being perfect, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Take pride in your efforts and the strides you've made. Learn from your mistakes and use them as stepping stones to become a better version of yourself. Perfection is an illusion. Embrace imperfection and celebrate your progress. So, you've identified the signs of self-sabotage. Now what? Now comes the part where we take action, where we step up to the plate and face our inner adversary head-on. The first strategy we'll discuss is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, of truly living in the here and now. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you become aware of your self-sabotaging tendencies, don't berate yourself or fall into a pit of despair. Instead, simply acknowledge them. Say to yourself, these are just thoughts, they are not facts. This practice helps you to detach from your self-sabotaging behaviors and see them for what they truly are, a manifestation of your fears and insecurities. Next, we move on to positive self-talk. Often we are our own worst critics. We tell ourselves that we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed. But it's time to change the narrative. Start by replacing your negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can do this, I am capable. Instead of saying, I'll never succeed, say, I am on my way to success. It might feel strange at first, but over time, you'll begin to believe in these affirmations and they will become your reality. Lastly, we discuss setting realistic goals. One common form of self-sabotage is setting unattainable goals. When we inevitably fail to reach these goals, we feel defeated and give up. To overcome this, start by setting small, achievable goals. These goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, or SMART for short. As you reach each goal, you'll gain confidence in your abilities, and slowly but surely, you'll start to break free from your self-sabotaging behaviors. Remember, overcoming self-sabotage is a journey. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes time, patience, and a lot of self-love. So be gentle with yourself. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. And most importantly, keep going. You're worth the effort. Remember, overcoming self-sabotage is a journey. Be patient with yourself. Recognizing self-sabotage is the first step towards self-awareness. As we delve into the depths of our psyche, we come face to face with the silent saboteur within us. It's not a pleasant encounter, but it's a necessary one. Self-awareness, you see, is like a beacon. It illuminates the dark corners of our minds, revealing the hidden traps we set for ourselves. Self-awareness is not a destination, but a journey, a continuous exploration of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It's about understanding why we do what we do, why we think the way we think, and how we can change for the better. It's about acknowledging our flaws, not to berate ourselves, but to understand them and move past them. It's about celebrating our strengths, not to inflate our egos, but to leverage them towards personal growth. So continue on this journey, continue learning about yourself. Embrace the journey of self-awareness. It's the key to unlocking your potential. Hello everyone, we need your support. We're on a mission to spread self-awareness, and you can help us reach more people. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let's get this message out there. Share it with your friends, your family, anyone you think could benefit from understanding self-sabotage and the power of self-awareness. And don't forget, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Your support means the world to us and will help us reach a wider audience. Together we can make a difference. Thank you.